Hello all, I am Arijit Mandal and in this year NEET 2021 I secured an All India rank of 1342 with the marks of 674 out of 720. So in today's video, we'll be talking about how to deal with organic chemistry. Another video, I'll be also discussing physical and inorganic chemistry, but in this video particularly, we'll emphasize on organic chemistry only. So I myself in NEET 2021 I secured 161 out of 118 chemistry, and in JEE mains I secured 91 out of 100 in chemistry, and I am also NSEC part 1 qualified student. So I think I'll be eligible to guide you guys for organic chemistry for NEET purpose. So let's get into it. So the first thing that we need to do for organic chemistry is to believe yourself, because at the very beginning organic chemistry is found to be very alienated to us, but believe me, with the lapse of time it will be more familiar to you and you'll get used to it. So, and yeah, it's of course for the beginning you need a guide. You can't really do it on your own. You won't be very comfortable with the language or the topics at the very beginning. You need a guide who can explain the topics in a very casual or simpler language. And for the very beginning, the GOC, the general organic chemistry, which many people overlook, is the main foundation of your organic chemistry. And if you understand it properly, then for further you also can understand the further topics on your own. But for the beginning time, you need a guide who can explain things to you, and for that school teachers would be very good. And if you don't have any offline coaching or offline guidance, you can always reach to online platforms. There are huge amount of lectures available on YouTube. You can always reach to those, and that will be really helpful to you. And my suggestion for GOC is that take your time. Don't rush in this period, because it is the time when you will build your concepts about the whole organic chemistry. You learn the IUPAC nomenclature, we'll further learn the RS nomenclature, the DL nomenclature, everything. But you have to take your time and learn it precisely. Also, learn very carefully the isomerism, not only the positional and structurals, also the geometricals and optical isomerism, because they are the most crucial when it's about the finding out the questions like how many results or how many products will be produced, including geometrical or optical isomerism. In those cases, the isomerism will be very necessary. So you have to take your time and learn those concepts very carefully. And for that, you can also try 3D imaging on your brain, or maybe you can find it online, and that will be really helpful to you. The next thing about the reaction mechanisms, you have to learn it very clearly, and just don't read it. When you're reading reaction mechanism, be it SN1, SN2, E1, E2, E1CB, rearrangement, or whichever it may be, write down the example given in a generic way, like Rx plus nucleophile, in that kind of way, and also take a real life example like methyl chloride plus H2O, this kind of way. Make two examples, one in generic way and one in a real product and reactant example in your copy. And it's not a note, it's the way to retain organic chemistry for long term in a practical way. So we have to do that. And also, while reading the mechanisms, you have to also learn the nucleophilicity order, the electrophilicity order, this which solvent is more qualified for those reactions, and why. You have to understand those very clearly. And while doing that, you will also encounter the midway or the midway products like carbenes, the carbocations, the carboanions. And for that stability, we'll also learn about hyperconjugation, inductive effect, and resonance, and which will be also very necessary in your basicity order, in your acidity order. And that are the most crucial points from where questions are asked in your competitive exams. So while learning those, also remember the orders of inductive effect, the resonance effect. Always try to remember as much as you can the orders. And it's very crucial that when you are reading the properties that stabilize a cation or an anion, like those inductive and electromagnetic effect, you can't really write down some things on your copy because it will be easily understood by you, but when it's necessary to apply those, then you will feel trouble. So you have to try getting in the habit of practicing questions on the particular topic when you're encountering those precisely. Like you can always reach to MS Chauhan's Organic Chemistry, which is a really very good book, and they have really section-wise questions from like inductive effect, electromagnetic effect, and resonance effect. And when you really understand those things, also check out some examples that explain why this is the order of acidity in carboxylic acid, or maybe why it is the order of basicity in amino acids. This kind of thing you have to learn very precisely at the very beginning and take your time. Don't rush in this period. And then like you have to, now when you are further going to hydrocarbons and haloalkanes, the alcohols, ethers, the aromatics, now it's not now more GOC, it's now a functional group and you are reading on its own. So first thing, don't get it all overwhelmed and cover everything onto one go. You can't really do too much organic chemistry in one day, and that will hamper your brain actually. So if you are going hydrocarbons, just I'm giving an example. If you're trying alkanes, for one day, just read the preparations. Then how are they prepared? And also use the same formula in your copy. First, use a generic way like Rx plus Na is equal to RR, that kind of way. And also take a real life example like CH3Cl plus Na would be like CH3CH3. This kind of, you have to do a copy, and it is a kind of practice. And every time you revise it for at least like first 2 to 3 times, you have to repeat these things. You have to keep a track on the things you are reading. That way you will always retain what you are reading. So after that, then go for properties one day, give it one day. Then go for the reactions of it, given one day. And this way you will cover the whole chapters. Let it have like 7 days. Let it have 1 month to cover the whole chapter. But it is the practical way that will help you to retain whichever you are reading actually. And then suppose you are in alcohol ethers chapter, and now when it's about the reactions, there are all the various kinds of reactions. There are oxidations, there are reductions, there are esterifications, there are Grignard reagent reactions, everything. Don't do it at once. Give it a time. Understand this, write it down, and go to a question bank, solve several questions. And it's obvious that organic chemistry is such a subject that you will get stuck on some questions, and the more you will clear your doubts on those questions, the more clarity you will get. So of course, when you are reading a topic, first read it, understand it, then write down the given examples in your book, in your copy, and then revise it in your head 1 or twice, and then go to a question bank, solve several questions on that topic. You will get happiness when you will do maximum of it, but you will get stuck on some questions. Get those to your teacher or your doubt solver. They will solve you, and you will get more clarity over the concept. This is the proper way you should go ahead in your organic chemistry. And then after you have completed the whole chapter, not only those section wise practice, you have to do more practice on what? Conversions. Get as many as conversions questions practiced by yourself, as many as you can, because they are the real basics that can clear your concepts. Learn differentiation questions, learn the order questions. Check yourself if you can really identify the basicity order, the acidity order, the stability order of the given options. In that way, it will give you confidence. And of course, sometimes you will feel sad because you won't get the answer, or maybe your answer won't match the correct. So you just have to keep on trying and get your doubt solved by a good one. And that way you will have a real good concept of over the top. You have completed the whole organic chemistry. I'm talking about your 12th is almost complete. I'm talking about that period of time now. what you have to do now, you have to really take every name reactions. You have to identify which reaction is it. You check yourself on your own. That's what really necessary in organic chemistry. Check out if you know the nucleophile, if you know which is the carbene reactant which is involved in Riemann Tiemer. These kind of things, which are very special kind of rearrangement, like pinacol rearrangement. The very specific things, the very nomenclature, the reactions, we have to really remember in your head, because they are very important. I know sometimes they can be very confusing because it's a bit cramming type of thing, but the more you understand those things, the more you will have to cram less. That's very, very, very sufficient if you do that. And from wherever you are getting your source of knowledge in organic chemistry, at least read NCERT, the chemistry NCERT, twice before going for your NEET exam, because that will be very necessary for organic chemistry, because questions will be mostly asked from that particular topic. One thing that is very important for organic chemistry is that don't leave for questions directly. If you just go for questions without understanding the topic very clearly, then it will just demotivate you. First, read and understand the topics very clearly, very with high optimum clarity, and then go for questions only. Because organic is a thing which is which requires too much practice, but too much practice even without clarity of concepts is useless. So if you're just like having aldol condensation questions, first learn the mechanisms, because without those you will not be properly doing. You may take a wild guess and they can go correct, but that's not the process. Understand why this is happening and which solvents are used, and don't ever overlook the solvents, the temperatures, the the other specific some conditions which can be given in the reactions. Always remember that sometimes pH, which is very much used in the amino chapters, very much clearly and carefully try to remember everything, and keep on practicing after you have revised the whole thing. And you're on your mocks also. Many times you will wrong an organic question in your mock, and when you wrong one particular question, just go back to your book, read that concepts once more, and solve 15 to 20 question on that topic. That way your chances of doing wrong in that exact the NEET exam at the prominent time will be reduced. That's the proper way how much I understood organic chemistry. I shared it to you all guys. I hope this will be helpful. And if you guys like this video, please do like it, comment, and share it with your friends. And if you want more videos from my experience, my stories, my strategies, and my future journey ahead, do please subscribe to my channel. Have a good day. Goodbye. Keep hustling.